And it's 8 p.m. out here. So welcome to the live, guys. I don't know if you guys can see me. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live, guys. Today is a good day. It has been a good day, of course. And especially like for me, it's already the end of the day, so that is also helpful. Welcome to the live, guys. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. I'm waiting to get some people in here so that we can be able to start. Welcome to the live, guys. Welcome to the live. When you join, say hi. Hi. When you join, just say hi. And like the live, guys. Like the live when you join. Dottie D, your girl Dottie is in the house. Yes, Dottie, how are you doing? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat, Dottie. How are you doing? Personally, I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Today is on a Sunday and it's 8 p.m. out here. I don't know what's the time where you are. So it's 8 p.m. and I just said like I really want to spend this evening time with you guys. Because it's one of those days that like you just wanna feel calm, you know. And I said, what better way to come on here than to like come here and talk about what is 2026 teaching us so far. Like I don't think we can already like say what 2026 is to us, but it's already January. Today is January, I think 18th. Yeah, today is January 18th. So at least so far we already have an experience of like the last like 2 weeks. So I want to know like what is 2026 teaching you so far. But before we get there, let us welcome people to the live. When you join the live, like the live, guys. Dottie D, I'm doing great. Okay, that's good. That's good. Dottie says it's 9:15 a.m. here. Wow. And it's actually 8 p.m. 8:15 out here. Seems like we have a 10-hour time difference. So so when you join, guys, say hi, like the live. Hi, like the live. And of course, on the topic of today, what is 2026 teaching you so far? But before we jump on the topic, so it's just like welcoming you guys. Let me know how was your night, how was your day. Hi. Well, okay, Skonetetsu. Hi, work is so much easier when you're on. Oh, okay. I'm so glad that I normally help you do that. Okay. Yeah, welcome to the live, guys. Welcome to the live. I am Womboy is my name. So guys, when you join the live, like. That's the only way that we can get some people in here. Okay. So today on a Sunday, I actually don't go to church. Woo! Welcome to the church. I don't go to church, but I do mindful things. So this is the book that I'm reading right now. It's called The Art of the Good Life by Rolf Dobelli. I don't know if you have seen this book, guys. Have you seen this book? Okay. So this is the book that I'm reading right now, and this is what I have read this far, like this January. And like today I read a lot of stuff. You can see this lot of green marks. It's called it's called Woo. Okay, you said you're called Woo. The Art of the Good Life. The Art of the Good Life by Rolf Dobelli. You've never heard about it? Have you heard about this book? It's a nice book, especially if you like reading. It just gives you scenarios of life that you can actually relate to. And yeah, The Art of Good Life, a very nice book. For example, there's somewhere where it says surely it's better to experience something wonderful than not, regardless of whether you remember it. Because the situation that the author was giving is like would you rather, if you knew that like the moment you experience something, you just forget it right away? Would you spend your money having a good experience, for example, going on a vacation, or would you rather just not have the memory? So that is a question to you guys. Would you, if you knew that you wouldn't remember anything, what would you do? Would you rather go like on a vacation and experience that, and knowing that you will never ever remember that? Would you rather go on the vacation and never ever remember, or would you rather not? Let me know, guys. So the book is called The Art of the Good Life. This is what I've been reading this January. So, and we are actually on the topic of what is January teaching you so far, guys. But I'm waiting to get some people in here so that like we can be able to have a chat. Guys, keep liking the live. When you join the live, like and subscribe. Who says, I'd rather go and not remember? Me too, me too. And so this book gives you scenarios like that, like would you rather experience something or not? Yeah, so this guy says, sure, it's better to experience something wonderful than not, regardless of whether you remember it. And me too, I think so. Like I would rather go on that vacation and forget, because the truth is the moment that matters to me is right now, actually. So this is the book that I've been reading. And so do you guys go to church? Did you guys go to church today? For the ones on, right now it's night time for me, and I know for some people it's daytime. Are you going to church? Did you go to church? And yeah, let me know, do you go to church, or are you planning to go to church? Dottie says, it's better to love and lose than to never have loved at all. Lord Alfred Tennyson. Wow. What a beautiful quote. It's better to love and lose than to never have loved at all. And I believe that. Guys, welcome to the live. My name is Wambo. If you join the live, kindly like, subscribe. And actually we are on the topic, what is January teaching you so far? What is January teaching you so far? Or, okay, not January, but of course we are in January the 18th. What is 2026 teaching you so far? I'll actually give you my first point, guys. 2026 is teaching me that it's okay for me to rest. Because by the time the year started, we just started with all these goals. And we started with all these goals, and it was like, go, 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 go without rest. So I think what 2026 is teaching me, it's like, I can actually rest, and that's okay. I can rest, and that's okay. So the book that I'm talking about is The Art of the Good Life. Dottie says, my fault. It's better to have loved and lost. My fault. It's better to have loved and lost. Okay, yeah, me personally, I would rather love and lose it than never love at all. I think that is the best thing. So actually, let me also contemplation. There another message that I highlighted. Contemplating your hour of death contemplating your hour of death is unproductive and will only distract you from the good life. Like most of us, we spend the whole of our life thinking about death. Like we kind of like miss out on the chances that we have for life. Like let's say you are about to go on that vacation, you're about to start doing that job, you're about to start doing that thing, and then you're like, oh, why do I have to do this, and I'm gonna die anyway? So this author says that like it's better to just live the moment. Stop thinking about death. When you think about death, you're actually setting yourself up for failure. My apologies for how it looks. It's like a reflection, but the book is The Art of the Good Life by Rolf Dobelli. Let me know, guys, if you would like for me to do a live and do like a review of this book. Yeah, I can do it if you guys want. Skonetsu says, guys, when you join the live, kindly like, and I would really appreciate. Skonetsu says, read that again, please. Wow. Wu says, 2026 have taught me to make today better than yesterday, improve daily. Wow, I couldn't agree more, Wu, because it's like I have spent a large portion of my life just thinking about tomorrow and forgetting about yesterday. Okay, like you just spend the whole of your life thinking about tomorrow. You don't even give yourself a chance to experience right now. What are you doing right now to better your tomorrow, and not what are you doing right now to better your tomorrow, and not just focus on the tomorrow. Moses Mandu. Oh, good to see you, Moses. Hi, good to see you again. Good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. So, on our topic of today is like, what is 2026 teaching you so far? What is 2026 teaching you so far? Fredly Karanga. Hey, I'm from Kenya. Welcome to the chat, Fredly. What is 2026 teaching you so far? And I have been reading from this book, The Art of the Good Life by Rolf Dobelli. And I'm asking you guys, would you like for me to do a live and tell you, like, do a review? If you guys don't like reading, I like reading, and if you would like, I would do that. And as we wait for more people to join, when you join the chat, like, subscribe, guys. So there's another thing that I learned today about self-pity. The other thing that I'm learning in 2026 is like, I cannot do anything if I keep feeling pity for myself. Like, I have to act, okay? I don't have to keep feeling pity for myself. So, in this book, The Art of the Good Life, says self-pity is one of the most useless responses to life trials. Self-pity doesn't change anything. And that is just, for me, that is just the truth. Like, and we keep pitying ourselves. You keep getting into situations where like, oh, like, you don't have a job. What do? You just get into depression and start self-pitying. But you know what you could do? You could do what is available to you, okay? You can do what is available to you. So, The Art of the Good Life. This book have lots of gems that can actually help you. Moses Mandu, 2026 is teaching me that we made a lot of bad decisions in 2025. I'm not going to turn this into a Trump discussion, but that's all I can see. Yeah, you guys actually messed up really bad. Americans, you did mess up really bad, and we can see 2026 is teaching us that, like, you guys did mess up. But you know what? You cannot focus on that. And like, Wu said, like, 2026 is teaching him to make today better than yesterday. So that's what you can do, Moses. Like, you can only focus on what you as a person you can be able to do. The other thing that like I am learning in 2026, if I find myself in a hole, I just need to stop digging. Sometimes you'll find yourself in a very dark place, okay? And it can only get darker depending on whatever you want to focus your mind on. Like, let's say you find yourself in a dark place where you're thinking about, I don't know what I'm gonna eat tomorrow. You know what you can do? It's like you can wait for that tomorrow to come, get out there, and you're gonna get something to eat. But what do? We just continue digging the hole. So 2026 is teaching me to stop digging the hole, okay? Dottie D, it's hard hearing that out loud, but it's true, lol. Yeah. Yes, guys. So I want to know your experiences. What have been... Okay, so of course we're still on the topic, what is 2026 teaching you? Let me know what is 2026 teaching you, but let me know what drained you this week so far. We have 2 weeks into 2026, but I want to know what drained you this week, okay? What drained you this week? Personally, I'll go first. I think I have just been having a lot of screen time, just ignoring myself, spending the whole time scrolling, okay? Like the whole day scrolling. That is what have been draining me. Let me know what have been draining you. And we are still on the topic, what is 2026 teaching you? Guys, when you join the live, like, please, and I will really appreciate. You can see like a love on the side, you can like. So, what Skonetexu is saying, 2026 is teaching me there's more in the world than my small universe. For sure. Like, we keep feeling like our challenges are so big. Just get out, and then you look at the ocean and you realize how small you are. You look at the mountains, you realize how small you are. You look at all this thing and you realize that, like, your problems, they are not just for... And let me tell you, like, one of the things that I'm learning this year, in the beginning of the year, my tooth just started hurting, okay? And I had to remove them. But I remember one night I didn't sleep at all, okay? But that felt like a mountain to me. And you know what? I woke up the next day and I went and I got the tooth removed. And that pain was just gone. And the whole night I was stressing about it. I was even feeling like, what is this? So I can feel what Scott is saying, that like our problems are so small compared to how big the universe is. Yeah, so let me know what have been draining you so far. Okay, we are still 2 weeks into 2026. What have been draining you so far? Okay, Moses Mandu, honestly, I usually agree with you, but those just sound like a lot of buzzwords to me, saying all the right things, but they have nothing to do with reality. No, that's your opinion, and I do respect it. Like, I'm not saying all the right words, I'm just saying my experiences. And actually, this is a live chat. You are open to say your experiences. What is 2026 teaching you, Moses? Because you say that like my words are just buzzwords. What is it teaching you? This is a live chat. You can put yours there, and we can read and see whether the other people on the live can agree or not. So what is 2026 teaching you so far? Okay, you can share what you want to share. So I'm gonna turn this into a political topic a little bit. So what 2026 is teaching me so far in terms of like politics is like, being educated doesn't mean you're intelligent. Okay, and I say this to say, like, we have a lot of political people that we vote them because they have this academic qualification, but I'm just slowly realizing that these people are not intelligent at all. So another thing that I am learning this 2026 is like, most educated people are not intelligent. Dottie D says, draining me, family and friends. I love them, but it can be a challenge. Yeah. Talk about that. Like, especially here in Africa, there's lots of pressure on children. And then there's lots of black tax. Okay, there's a lot of people, like parents, who just expect you to help them out. They haven't been able to help themselves in all these years, but they actually just expect you to help them out. So family and friends sometimes can be very draining. Like, it can just be taking away from you, Dottie. So I agree. At this point, I think I don't relate to that this time round, because I'm actually so far away from everyone that I know. Like, I don't have friends. I have friends, but near me, I don't have friends or family that like I'm interacting with. But I can see why that can be draining. And yeah, I think moving out can be an option for you, Dottie. Or like, if you have some people draining you, you can move away, Dottie. What do you think? Moses Mandu, we like to say things like, there's a better tomorrow, or don't worry about what happened yesterday. But the fact is, the things that happened yesterday are going to affect tomorrow, and that needs to be thought about and considered. Life is not that simple. It's not, but what can you do? Okay, you are a human being, and that's why you are a human being. You guys, people like you, Moses, just like to say stuff like that, but like, you don't really believe that stuff that you're saying, because the truth is, you are actually learning something. Are you not learning something from 2026? Have you just given up on life, Moses? Connected, so we are your friends. Yeah, you guys, now I'm creating a community. Okay, I'm creating a community. You guys, I just value you like my friends, and this is a good community because it's online. That's one of the things that's making people to be lost scrolling and online stuff, because I get to experience you guys, you get to experience me without sharing anything. Like, you're not in my space, so we just get to talk. Okay, yeah, you guys are my friends. Guys, when you join the live, my name is Wamboi, and we are here on the live. You can like and subscribe, and I would really appreciate. And on the topic of today, we are talking about, what is 2026 teaching you so far. So if you join the live, you can say hi to everyone, and you can tell us, what is 2026 teaching you so far. Yeah, so Moses, I don't agree with you, but just respectfully, okay? I'm not saying give up. I'm just saying that reality of it is, tomorrow is not promised. What we do today and what we did yesterday is going to affect everything. okay, tomorrow is not promised, but what we do today and what we did yesterday is going to affect everything. And that's why we are saying just focus on today, because you cannot change yesterday. Okay, focus on today. Just focus on today. That's what we are saying, actually. Okay, do you guys agree with Moses? Because I think just focus on today, because but don't focus on today like blindly. That's what I mean. So the other thing that like 2026 is teaching me, it's like to just take a rest. Okay, we have been living, especially with adulthood, we are living this life of like just chasing life, and then as a moment like your body is gonna get tired. So I think taking a break, okay, taking a break every now and then, that's the other thing that 2026 is teaching me. D, Moses has a negative attitude towards life. What we are what we put into the world. I think so. I wouldn't say that he's negative, but I genuinely think that he has given up on life. That's why he's not seeing the positive part of life, or like what he can be able to do. So we have a guidebook today, The Art of the Good Life, guys. The Art of the Good Life. Maybe you can get yourself a copy of this book. And I'm not actually even advertising it, but I'm just saying it's a good book. Okay, this is what I've been reading today. It's on a Sunday. So the other thing that 2026 is teaching me, 2026 is teaching me that going to church doesn't mean that going to church doesn't mean that like you know God. Okay, and let me explain yourself before you start throwing stones at me. So many people go to church, or so many people claim to be holy and all of that stuff, but like in the church they just do one of the worst things that they can ever do. Like so 2026 is teaching me I can pray without having to go to church. That's another thing that I'm learning. I don't have to be religious so that I can go in the church and raise my hands, lift them up, so that everyone can be able to see me. Everyone can be able to see me. So 2026 is teaching me that like I can be holy, okay? I can be spiritual and keep it to myself. And I can do it at home, okay? That's what 2026 is also teaching me. It's teaching me that like I don't have to go to church to enter the kingdom of God. That's what 2026 is also teaching me, because I have been seeing lots of like fake people. Let me tell you, these days churches are businesses, okay? These are people's businesses. So like 2026 is teaching me it's okay if I don't go to these businesses, the church, okay? Moses Mandu, I see the realities of life. I don't see the pretty little colors that everybody likes to focus on. Okay, I can respect that, Moses. I can respect that. Dottie says there's a difference between going to church and being in the church. So what do you do, Dottie? Do you go to church or are you in the church? Okay, because I feel like these churches are businesses, and it's like it's okay if I don't come to promote your business, the church, okay? And I'm not saying that I don't believe in God, but I'm just saying that like church is so overrated. Like we judge people if they are holy or not, if they are spiritual or not, if they believe in God or not, by if they go to church, okay? But I've realized that the most holy people, or the most people who believe in God, do not actually go to church, okay? Moses Mandu, I'm not trying to be negative, but religion is just more proof that people want to look at pretty pictures and not reality. Church and religion makes promises that give people hope, but they don't. Okay? Yeah, I think church, you see, this is where I can agree with you, Moses. Church just says what people want to hear. Okay? You want to hear that your sins are going to be forgiven. You want to hear that the Lord is going to revive you. The Lord is going to renew you. That's what they're going to say. And you know what you're going to do at the end of the day? You're going to give a huge fat offering. Okay? And because it's a business, they're going to appreciate it. They're going to tell you your sins are forgiven. Okay, so I'm learning to differentiate between like just being misused and actually going to church. Like, do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, I'm learning that like I don't have to show people. I don't have to like be religious for people. I can just be myself. That's what I'm learning. Moses Mandu, I was saying that I don't actually create any of the things that they promise. Yeah, they just like to say things like, you'll go to the church, and mostly, let me tell you, recently I saw a scenario where, like, this pastor, he actually knows your problems. Like, of course, you guys live in the same neighborhood, so he knows, like, the way you can know somebody's problem, like, let's say it's a family member or a neighbor, you know their problems. So this guy just actually knows it, and then goes to church and says, like, the Lord is showing me. And of course, now they prophesy the things that are happening to you. So what are you gonna do? Believe it. And what are you gonna do? Just get lost in this whole scenario. Okay, so that is one of the things that personally I'm learning. Dottie says that's kind of that's kind of a double-edged sword. If you judge, you're not being Christian, and yet they think being Christian gives them the right to be judgmental. Yeah, oh my gosh, let me tell you, in the church is the place that I had felt so judged. Okay, first of all, like, the outfit that I'm wearing to go to the church is actually being judged. Okay, you wear an outfit and you're gonna be judged. What you're wearing is going to be judged. Okay, how you carry yourself through the week is going to be judged. Okay, when I used to go to church growing up, and I used to go to church, I always felt out of place. I don't know why. No, maybe because I didn't have the designer clothes that people used to come into church wearing. Like, they had these good outfits, and most people, especially the ones on the leadership, come from decent families. So some of us who come from just families, it used to be like everybody's looking down on us. So, like, I never felt welcome in the church, and there's nothing that I feel better about than, like, just telling myself that I cannot go and be okay. Yeah, Scone says sins can only be forgiven by God through Jesus. Sins can only be forgiven. That's okay. I don't disagree with your faith, but I'm saying, get me right, guys. I'm saying 2026 is teaching me that I can be religious, or I can be holy and pray for myself at home. I don't have to have somebody put his hands on me or her hands on me. Okay, I don't have demons that needs to be cast out. That's what I'm simply saying. Because this test keeps making us feel like we have all these demons that needs to be cast out. So I'm learning that, like, I don't have demons. I can pray for myself. Okay, I don't have to go to a place where I'm gonna be judged. Okay, and then at the end of the day give my offering. That's what I'm learning. And I'm sorry if I don't resonate with you, Scones, but I'm learning that, like, I can pray for myself. I don't have to go to church to pray for myself. Okay, I don't have to go and somebody tells me that I have demons, because I don't have demons. Okay, so not going to church is one of the best decisions that I've ever made. And I still believe in all this stuff that you guys are talking about, but I just don't believe that somebody needs to cast out my demons. Moses Mandu says, judge not less, ye be judged. I always felt that meant when you judge others, you are actually judging yourself, because you don't know what's going on in the minds of others. So do you think that I'm judging others, Moses? Do you think that I'm judging others? Because I'm not. Okay. Dottie says, my mother didn't go to church in her later years, but she's one of the most spiritual people I know. Okay, let me tell you, the most spiritual people that I know, people who actually practice what they say, are just spiritual people who don't go to church. They read the Bible from the start to the finish. Okay, because when you realize that the church is a business, you open your eyes. Okay, and that cannot happen to everybody. You open your eyes, you wake up on a Sunday morning, you put on some worship, and then you pray for yourself, guys. So that's what we are talking about, and that's what 2026 is teaching me as a person. Let me know, guys, when you join the chat, say hi and let us know what is 2026 teaching you so far. It can be anything. It can be anything. Slow, hurried, life lesson, financial decisions. Yeah, Moses Mandu. No, I was just commenting on the fact that you were talking about judgment. Yeah. Oh, okay. Now I'm at par with you. Yeah. In the church is the place that I've ever felt so much judged. So that is one thing that I'm learning, that the church is a business. And when you say that, people get offended. but because it's a business. So today is on a Saturday, as you go to church, okay, for the people who it's like daytime, just ask yourself, like, do you believe the things that they tell you in the church? Do you believe the things that they tell you in the church? And we can actually disagree, but the truth is, we need to open our eyes, okay? There's this pastor, a very disturbing video that I actually recently saw. There's this pastor, like, he's praying, but the way he's holding the ladies when praying is actually very disturbing. So yeah, so that is just one of the things that I'm learning, that like I don't have to go to church to be religious. Scones Tetsu says the church isn't a business, people are a business. Okay, so what's that supposed to mean? Okay, people open a church. Like, for example, I can open a church, and I know you guys can come to my church. I can start a church and call it I Am Wamboi's Church. Welcome to the live, guys. Like the live when you join. I can open a church and I call it I Am Wamboi Church, and you guys, my YouTube followers and everyone, can join the church. But I will be honest with you guys, for me it's a business. I'm not opening that because I want to connect you guys to the Lord, because you guys can go and pray for yourselves. I'm opening the church because I want money. That's just the truth, being honest. You should you should not believe what they tell you. They should read along and learn for yourself. But you know what? The Bible have been read several times, but every time they do misinterpret. They do misinterpret the Bible. Like, for example, happy are the poor. That verse have always been misinterpreted. The happy are the poor, okay? But why do this verse is only read to the poor people? When the rich want to oppress the poor, they only read that part, okay? Happy are the poor. Why don't they say these things to the rich people? That is just my honest question, okay? Why don't they say these things to those people? Okay, so let me know, what is 2026 teaching you as a person? Okay, and in terms of relationships, 2026 is teaching me that, like, I can just be a soft person and just agree to be loved. Like, I can just allow love to flow to me smoothly. That's another thing that I'm learning, like, because most of the time it's like, especially as women, we are taught to be like tough, like don't allow to be loved because maybe somebody might take advantage of you. But I'm actually kind of like changing my beliefs on how I believe about that. Constance, so you should not, okay, Constance, so it means a church is a house of God, but people are turning it into a business. But only you can know if you are in God's house. Yeah, that one I agree. When you get in the church, you can tell, because my latter years in the church, I used to just go, and then after the church, you can see there's groups, okay? There's groups of who knows who does what. You know, there used to be such groups, and for me, it always used to be very annoying. Like, I didn't feel like I belonged, okay? And I felt like a sinner, so that's that. There's that. Dotty D, I can see what Scon is saying, but if you don't know the Lord, you can easily be misled. That's the truth. And let me tell you, the church is harder on poor people, okay? If you're poor, the church is not going to extend grace to you. Let me know if you are from a different denomination. Like, is it like Christianity or is it like the church? Let me know. So on another topic, but still on the same, what 2026 is teaching me, especially like financially, you don't have to have everything figured out. Like, because most of the time we spend our whole life like stressing about finances. Like, you just cannot rest, especially as for us who are in our early 20s and late 20s. It's like you just keep wondering, what will life be like? So, but I'm learning that, like, you don't have to have it all figured out, because you're still growing as a person. So that's also another thing that I'm learning. Guys, what else are you learning? Financially, emotionally, physically, okay? What else is 2026 teaching you? It can also be political, related to your country. It can be emotional, related to you. So what are you learning, guys? And can you guys hear me? What are you learning? What are you learning this year? Okay. So 2026 is teaching me to balance expectation and have so much expectation of myself, okay? All the expectation that I want to put on others, I want to put those expectations on myself, okay? So that is something that 2026 is teaching me. Oh my gosh, Diamonds, I actually ignored you. I saw your comment up here. Hey Diamond, hey pretty girl, you're back. I missed you. I missed you too, Diamonds. I missed you too. I must say, 2026 has taught me that African girls are really beautiful. Where are you from, Di? Must remind me, okay? Yeah, no, 2026 is teaching me that this is personal, okay? 2026 is teaching me that American men are good men. Diamonds, why do you think that African girls are really beautiful? What do you like about African girls? Okay. Diamond says Chicago. You have to come here and let me show you around. Okay, maybe sometime, but not in the moment. What do you like about African girls, Diamonds? You, me. Okay, never mind. Okay. So, but for me also, like 2026 is teaching me that like you can get love anyway. It doesn't have to be in your country. That's also something else that I'm learning. Like for such a long time, you can be looking for the love of your life in your country, and then maybe you're not meant to love somebody in your country. Maybe your love is somewhere else. So you know what? Join that dating site, okay? Or go out somewhere where you can meet. Go to another country and maybe you might meet your person. That's also another thing that 2026 is teaching me, that like love is not limited. It doesn't know borders. Love doesn't know all of those stuff. But yeah, basically 2026 is teaching me that like I can love anybody from anywhere. Not literally anybody. People who resonate with me, or people who are like my type, okay? But like 2026 is teaching me that American men are really good men. Yeah, like, and I'm not saying that African men or Kenyan men are not good men. They are, but like, of course, you have good and bad of everything. What is everything? Yeah, that's true. 2026 is teaching me that like American men are good men. And I'm not bashing Kenyan men, but I'm just saying that like you can find love anywhere. It doesn't have to be in your country. So you know what? If you've been struggling to find love in 2025, you know what you can do in 2026? You can download that dating app. You can go to that nice resort where you can meet foreigners, or where foreigners can meet you. Yeah, you just don't have the mentality that you can't make long distance relationship to work. It can work if you put in the work. Black American men are not given the credit they deserve. It's just the bad ones are louder. Let me tell you, like this movement that is called Passport Bros, which is just like a Black American with a passport. They have like a movement they call Passport Bros, and they go to poor countries like for example Brazil, Mexico. They come to African countries, and you know what they do the whole time in these countries? They just look for girls, because girls from poor countries, of course, they see, oh, this person is American, and they just buy the alcohol, food, and all of this type of stuff. So Dottie says Black American men are not given the credit they deserve. It's just the bad ones are louder. Yeah, because these bad ones are here on YouTube creating videos showing us how they are having good time with African girls or girls from poor countries. Okay, actually, let me check. There's a situation that happened, I think yesterday or the other day. There's this lady, she's been talking to this guy. The guy is Kenyan and he lives in the US. Okay, and then like of course the guy flew to Kenya and they had a date like at this club. And then the guy records the lady naked or something of that sort. But the situation is like the girl also wanted to be in that situation. So do you think that like this guy should be arrested or anything? Like the girl took herself there, okay? She was willing. Actually, on the video, she's actually saying nice stuff to this guy. Do you think that like the guy should be arrested? Is that considered as assault? Both of you are under the influence of alcohol. Both of you took yourself to the club. Both of you are there in that situation. Do you think that like the guy should be arrested? Because that is also something that have been like unpopular opinion. Black American men are not given the credit they deserve. So back to the topic, it's just the bad ones. Yeah, the bad ones are actually louder. Okay, they have YouTube channels showing us this type of life that they are living, how they are misusing girls from poor countries. They are making videos telling other Black Americans to go to these poor countries. They're gonna enjoy girls. So yeah, the bad ones are actually louder, and I feel also Hollywood have an impact because Hollywood keeps showing black in a bad way. Okay, drugs, sex, women, crime, all this stuff. That's what Hollywood shows that black men are, or Black Americans are. And also the ones that like manage to go to other countries, they are actually bad boys. So that's just what um I've never heard about this. That's pathetic. Yeah, it's pathetic. I heard about it yesterday and it had me thinking. Okay, Moses Mandu says there are laws against doing that. He needs to be arrested. Really? But both of them are in that situation willingly. Okay? Willingly. Okay, and actually also the girl is seen like touching him inappropriately. Yeah. The dirty deep. It's actually illegal. He can be arrested. Okay. Okay. But those are just American rules. I don't know the Kenyan rules or something of that sort. Moses Mandu says Hollywood media and even society, these are your biggest issues because we are accepting all types of behavior where at one time we didn't. Yeah, okay, like Hollywood have just normalized, or like people who make films, YouTubers have just normalized showing that black people are not nice people. They just show theft. Okay, Lupita Nyong'o, I don't know if you guys know about Lupita Nyong'o. Recently, she said that like she said no. She was given a chance, a role to play like a, I think a slave or something of that sort. She's black, okay, to play like a slave. We already have enough slave movies, so she actually just said no, that she doesn't want to be the one who is being used to portray black people as these bad people. Okay, so she just decides to like not be able to do that role. So she's fighting to have like a good role. Why is it that like black people only get the bad ones roles, slave roles? Okay, and that actually paints a very huge picture of how black people are seen. Who was this? Lupita Nyong'o. Do you know Lupita Nyong'o? She's Kenyan. I think she's Kenyan American or something of that sort. Yeah, she's famous in Hollywood. She recently said no to an opportunity to. She said no to an opportunity to to play a slave role in a film. Yeah, so what do you guys think about that? Is that setting boundaries on what? And actually, we are still on the topic. What are you learning in the year 2026? What is 2026 teaching you so far? That is the topic of the day. Dottie says, who was this? Lupita Nyong'o. She's a celebrity. She's very well known. Very well known. Okay. Moses Mandu. I'm not a much older generation, but I'm from a much older generation. But you've noticed that they would get people, dark white people, or even sometimes use blackface or portray well to do black people in history. But I'm not really sure what you're talking about, Moses. Okay? I'm not really sure what you're talking about. I'm from a much older generation, and we've always noticed that they would get white people, dark white people, or even sometimes use black face to portray well to do black people in history. Okay, I don't understand you, Moses. You'll have to clarify for me. Dirty D, and they still do that today, okay? Yeah, they are doing that today. They are actually doing that today, guys. Moses Mandu, back in the day, Hollywood would cast movies about black people in history, and they would use white actors to play those parts. Oh, wow. That's interesting, okay? That's interesting. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, I think black people should say no to these roles. But now, yeah, back to the topic. I was saying that like long distance relationship is not a bad thing. Okay, if you feel like you cannot find maybe the right person in your country, you can actually get another person in another country. So what do you think, guys? Do you think that like long distance relationship do work? Okay, would you date somebody from another country or from another continent? Would you date somebody from another country or continent if you're given a chance? Uh-huh. Dirty Moses Mandu, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Yeah, but so I was wondering, would you date somebody from another country? That's the question that I'm asking you guys. Moses Mandu, in 2008, Robert Downey Jr. played a black man in a movie called Tropic Thunder. Black man in a movie. Gosh, I think I don't resonate with that. I don't know why, but I don't. I'm here. Sorry, I was doing something in the background, but I'm listening. Okay, so that's good. So I'm saying there's lots of things that we are learning from 2026. It's just starting out, so we still have a long way to go. But like, there's lots of things to learn in terms of relationship, finances. There's a lot of things to look forward to. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about like finances. What are you doing to make your situation better in 2026 financially? Okay, Robert Downey Jr., a white actor. Wow. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying, Moses, and that's really awful. That like, you know what we need to do? We need to have more black people who are creating films. And the problem is, yes, we have like, for example, we have like Tyler Perry, but the market dictates what movies that like he can release. People like to see black people acting these bad people roles. So if they just act like a normal movie, like a white people's movie, most people are not gonna watch. So I think we just need to have maybe somebody with money to start their own studio like Hollywood, and then they just start like giving roles like normal. Okay, Tyler Perry sucks. Who says Tyler Perry sucks? Okay, what do you think about Tyler Perry, especially the Black Americans in the building? Okay, I used to like Tyler Perry, I'm not gonna lie, especially during my campus days, first year, second year, third year. I used to like them, but I realized that's how I want to see black people because that's the mentality that I have. Okay, like why am I excited to see black people being thieves? Why am I excited to see black people being slaves? Okay, I used to like these movies, and I'm not saying that they're not good movies, but the market determines what these guys do. Because even here on YouTube, okay, let me give you a real life example here on YouTube. You post something that makes complete sense, but people don't like it, okay, and you know here you're on a business, so you have to post something that people are liking. So I think it's just the same thing for Tyler. Like, he knows what he's doing, like giving all these black people these bad roles, but if that leads to success, why not? Okay. Dottie D says, honestly, I have done much differently this year, but I like that you have me thinking about making positive changes. Yeah. No, I think we can only get better. Like this is January. Although people say that January have like 10 weeks. Are you feeling like January is long? I think it's because we are coming just from the holidays with all this excitement, with all this overspending. And then when it's January, you don't even have like a dime to spend. So it's like, oh, I'm actually tired. Okay? I think that is just the reality for many people. Yeah, so I no, I feel like January is not long, it's just another month, but like the fact that people are so overstimulated in December, spending money, family, and all of this type of stuff. So when it's January, then it's like, oh my god, when is this month gonna end? And most people normally spend their January salary in December. Moses Mandu says yes, yes, yes. And thank you, Woo. Oh, Moses Mandu, you dislike Tyler. Why do you dislike Tyler? Moses Mandu says Tyler Perry looks for the worst part of the black community and makes the movie about it. He's influential enough where he could show a positive light of black people if he wanted. Okay. Welcome to the live, Zakiera Saban K4R. Hello, how are you doing? Okay, how are you doing today? Welcome to the live, and today we are talking about what 2026 is teaching us. So it's just a one-on-one. It's not me talking so much. It's just like me reading your experiences, you know. Yeah, I do remember you from yesterday. So I remember you. Welcome to the live. Thank you. Like the live, guys. When you join, like the live. Thank you so much for giving me a chance, guys. So Moses Mandu says Tyler Perry looks for the worst part of the black community and makes the movie about it. And you know the reason why these movies are really liked is because it's real life. That's how it's unfortunate, but black people like to behave like that. Okay, so of course he makes a video out of it because it's like, yeah, if this is what people are doing and people like to see that. Like I used to like a movie called Sisters. Okay, it's all about like it's about there's sex, there's drugs, there's like fraud, there's all the bad stuff, and the entire cast is black people. The entire cast is just black people. That movie did so well that like they're still actually making. I think I don't know what season they are in right now. I just stopped watching. And Zatima, it's also about like crime, black love, and stuff like that. Okay, but I agree with you. Like the influence that he do have, like I think Tyler Perry is watched all over the world. So I think he has such a name, like he has created this community that like whatever he produces, people are gonna watch. Dottie D. Hi Zakira, your name is so pretty. What kind of name is it? Oh yeah, I kind of like this name, Zakira Saban. I want this name. Oh, Zakiera is from South Africa. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh my gosh, South Africa. I want to go to South Africa sometime. Welcome to the live, Zakiera. Thanks, Dottie D. I loved Sisters. I love the distinct characters. Okay, what did you like about Sisters? Okay, because for me, it used to be like, I normally, when I watch black people through the eyes, like, I see this character and I'm like, but let me tell you what the other thing that is doing. You see the whole thing of like, because people who watch therapy, it's actually people in your early 20s, late teens, early 20s. Okay? So you watch this stuff and there used to be all these sexual activities happening on the show and all this theft and all of that. But sometimes you can find yourself copying. Because I did find myself copying some of the stuff that I saw on this movie. So I don't know the influence that they do have, but African Americans don't like us Africans from the continent. Really, African Americans don't like Africans. African Americans don't like Africans from the continent. That's what Wu thinks. Guys, what do you think? Do you think Black Americans don't like Africans? Zakiera, what do you mean, Wu? Yeah, Wu. Everybody wanna know what do you mean that that African Americans don't like Africans from the continent? elaborate for us. Moses Mandu. I mostly know Kenyans in Nigeria, but I love Africans. However, Africans. However, Africans that are in the US, them I'm not so fond of. Why? Why are you not so fond of? Okay, Moses Mandu is Black American, okay, and he says he know Kenyans in Nigeria, and okay, I think he meant Kenyans and Nigerians. Yeah, but he doesn't like Africans in the US. Why? Why do you guys dislike Africans? Okay, do you, and guys, like, let me know. We have like Zakiera from South Africa. Do you guys dislike Black Americans? Moses Mandu, oh, I'm Black American, not African American. Woo! Moses Mandu says he's not African American. Moses Mandu, why do you dislike Africans so much? Because you don't want to be associated with the word African anywhere in your name. Scones Teksu, I don't have a problem with Africans. Okay, Scones, are you Black American or are you white American? Dottie D, I know this sounds bad, but one of the best friends in Africa, she turned from Ghana. Okay, one of your best friends is Ghanaian. And also, I think Dottie is also Black American. Are you Black American, Dottie? Zakiera Saban. A lot of people criticize Africa, but it's a nice place. Yeah, people just like to show poverty in Africa. I don't know. And this is one of the reasons that, like, in my opinion, okay, I have to say in my opinion, the reason why most African Americans would rather be anything else but African is because of how the continent is portrayed. Would you want, if you are not African, would you want to be associated with Africa? Ask yourself that question, okay? Hey, Zakiera, I would like to know, how do South Africans feel about black Americans? Okay, I know South Africa have a lot of experience with racism, with all of this thing, the apartheid and all of this type of stuff. I would like to know, what do you guys think about Black Americans? Moses Mandu, right? Oh, Moses Mandu, so you are agreeing you don't want to be, you dislike Africans? Moses Mandu, you don't love Africans, or what are you saying? Context to African American and I'm proud. Okay. Okay. I have seen so many people saying that they are not African American, they are Black American. So Moses Mandu, my message got messed up. Okay, we are waiting for you to type and tell us, do you hate Africans? Because I think that's what the message kind of like type. I'm not racist, so I don't judge people by their race. Okay, that's good, that's good. No, but you know, Black Americans are black like Africans, okay? And that is the thing that Wu raised. He's saying that he thinks that African Americans don't like Africans, okay? It's just black people, so I think there's no race that's involved. Okay, but actually, Zakia, me too, I'm not racist, but I like to talk about such things. Moses Mandu, you keep sending right. What does that mean to you? I think Wu started a fire and then left the chat. But I think he's gonna be back shortly. Okay, my honest opinion is, like, there's always this thing of like people trying to separate black people, people like getting black people to dislike each other. That's why this whole narrative exists, okay, that like Black Americans don't like Africans and Africans don't like Black Americans. And I keep wondering, do you know, guys, these Black British who have never been to Africa at all, but we keep focusing on Black Americans. Why? Are we envious of the life that they do live there in America, or do we wish we were the ones? What's the point? Moses Madu, my message isn't sent, only the word right is getting sent. Oh my god, I'm sorry for that. I don't know what I can do. Zakiera Sabat, I feel that we are the same, it's just different skin colors and all the colors are beautiful. Wow, I think so. That, oh my gosh, right there, guys. If everybody have this mentality, like, even for us Black people, okay, we don't have to keep like differentiating ourselves or saying stuff, because we all look alike, and when somebody sees you, apart from maybe the accent, that you could have a different accent and somebody can know that they, when they look at us, even though we have different features, like for example here in Africa, Africans don't look alike, okay? A Kenyan doesn't look like a Nigerian doesn't look like a South African. But when all is said and done, we have one thing in common: black. Okay, and also with the other races, like let's say like all the other races, it's still the same. Like we are still the same because it's like we are human beings, and you know what flows through my skin? Blood, and it's red. And that's the same thing even for white people, brown people, and all of this type of stuff. Dottie says, I'm with Dakiera. I'm not about color. It's about content of self. Yeah. I think it's high time we just start liking. Most black people don't love themselves. That's a problem, and especially us Africans. I'm sorry, but most of us, we don't like ourselves. That's why you see there's a lot of bleaching stuff. There's a lot of all this stuff going on because black people, especially from Africa, we don't love ourselves so much. We do at a personal level, people do love themselves, but we don't like being black, and that's a problem. Like we have been given this mentality like anything is better than being black, okay? And that's a problem right there. D. Okay. Moses Mandu, I think I'm still waiting for your message because there's something that you said that I would like some clarification on. Okay, who lit a fire saying that like black Americans don't like Africans and he left? That's sad to hear. Let me see what you. Yeah, no, it's actually sad. But you know what? My honest opinion, I don't dislike. Okay, if anything, this is just it's just like another stranger for me. I don't dislike or like black people anywhere. I have a lot of dark complexion friends and they are very pretty and sweet. Okay? Gosh. I'm glad you think that way because I think I've said this several times and I don't think I'm gonna repeat myself, but I think I'm gonna repeat myself. Like growing up, a dark girl, okay? And there's this mentality with Kenyans that like light skinned people are better than dark skin. So I kind of like struggled with like self-acceptance, and there used to be all this discrimination around being black, okay? So I liked being black because everybody is black, but I didn't like being dark skinned, okay? And when I went to high school, I kept feeling the same way because the way the teachers acted, the way everybody acted, like everyone liked the lighter skin ones, okay? When I went to campus, still the same thing, and I kind of like struggled so much the entire campus with like accepting that I'm dark and that's who I am. But I think at some point I just embraced my darkness, and that's why I talk about this here, because I know nobody talks about colorism, okay? Most people don't talk about colorism, but colorism is real, especially for some of us who are black, dark. Zakiera Saban says, you're also very pretty. Thank you, Zakiera. I think you're also very pretty. Like, I like your name and how you look. Moses Mandu, that's what I've been saying. So, okay. So what I just said, like, it's just another stranger. Like, any black person or even white person, you're just another stranger to me. Like, so why would I judge you and I don't even know you? But it's very unfortunate that people keep judging others without even ever even knowing who they are, you know? Yeah. But let's be back to the topic, Zakira. So before you came on, we were talking about what we are learning in 2026 so far. So what are you learning in 2026 so far? Okay, so that's what we have been talking about, and we have talked about finances. We have talked about like taking life easy, like just resting. So, and then because this life is more of like a conversational one, and I would like to know, what are you learning in the year 2026? Moses Mandu, okay. Yeah. So in 2026, I'm also learning that like strangers can support you more than people that know you. Oh my gosh, let that sink. For Nancy at the back, okay? Let me tell you, strangers, somebody that you don't know, that you just saw, can support you more than somebody that you've known your entire life. It could be your sibling, it could be your family, but the love, the support that I've seen from strangers is actually overwhelming. And right now, I'm gonna say right here, what I'm learning in 2026 is to treasure the strangers that I meet along the way. Because you might meet somebody that you never met your whole entire life, and this person changes your life emotionally. They understand you, and all this type of stuff. Zakiera Saban, wanna find peace. I just wanna find peace and make new friends along the way. Wow, wow, what a beautiful way to say it. Yeah, I think that was also on my list. Like, I was gonna say that, like, 2026 is about, like, just being peaceful. Okay. Yeah, so wow. And okay, so what are you learning 2026 so far? I think it can be a positive, but what are the negative things that you're learning from 2026? Dotty, that's so true, for sure. Some reason people who know you don't want to succeed. Yeah. And that's a hard lesson. I think I've learned that for a whole part of 2025, and also now 2026 I'm continuing to learn that. When I started doing YouTube, okay, it was just like a thought at the back of my mind. I was like, I'm gonna start doing YouTube. And it's just like when you're obsessed with, like, something so much and you really want to do it. I kept feeling that way. But of course, I had the doubts, fear, okay? So the fear was pulling me back. And the day that I actually started, the people that watch, there are people who watch me, like you guys, okay? You guys have been on my live continuously. You guys don't even know me, okay? You just bumped on me. You liked my energy. You guys are now supporting me. So that's one of the things, especially in this YouTube stuff, I have learned that, like, strangers can support you so much. You can meet somebody who changes your life, somebody that you've never met before. So what I'm learning is, like, any experience that I'm having with a stranger, I just want to treasure it. I just want to be intentional in making new friends, in the way that I do things, okay? Because I've realized, like, people who don't know you can actually support you. So that's another thing that I'm learning. Yeah, Dottie agrees with me. That's so true. For some reason, people who know you don't want you to succeed. That's true. And I don't know why. It's like jealousy. They just don't want. Because, and also, the other thing that I'm learning, still on this same point about strangers are going to support you up to the top. The other thing that I'm learning, let me tell you, like, there are people who just want to identify you by your wounds, okay? Like, growing up, you grew up poor, okay? And I'm taking myself as an example. You grew up poor. There's this person that, like, have been your friend, supporting you this whole journey. They have been going along with you. But when you get a chance to, like, maneuver, get to the other side, all of a sudden they just get upset. They don't want to support you anymore, because they wanted to support you when you're just small, okay? And now you're managing to break free. You're managing to go to the other side, because they just want to identify you by your problems. So this year I'm learning. Sun S2Q. Hello, director. Welcome back to the live. Welcome to the live, Sun. Thank you so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe. Welcome. So I'm saying that, like, there are people who just like to identify you with your problems. Maybe you're born poor, okay? You're born poor. Like, I was born poor. But there are people who just want to see me poor. There are people who want to see me not making any progress in my life. And anytime that I'm trying to do something that can pave way for me, they are just so upset. They're just so upset. Let me tell you, when I graduated from university, that is one of the times that I got to see people, like I just got to see people, like, I'm looking them in the mirror. So many people were associating with me when I was still in school, struggling to even pay school fees, struggling to get an education. But when I graduated, just so many people didn't want to associate with me anymore. Yeah, so let me keep reading your stuff, your things, guys. Scon saying peace of mind is the goal. Yeah, that should also be the goal of 2026. Moses Mandu, I started my own business years ago and I found it interesting. My family came and wanted things for free instead of supporting me by purchasing my goods. Yeah, Let me tell, the moment you start a business, family members are the ones that just wanna come and like, oh, can you please give me, I'm gonna bring you money on Sunday. And then when you go to demand, they just talk bad about you. They say you don't know how to manage finances and all of this. And sad enough, this is family members, okay, or even friends. Just for some reason, like family doesn't want to see you succeed. Or maybe it's about competition. Everyone wants you to win, but they don't want you to surpass them. They want, if they are here, they want you to be here. And that's how they can only encourage you. But if you manage to go there, now you're having a problem with them. Zakiara says, honestly, there are some people trying to break my bridges by talking about me and stuff. But this year, I'm just gonna try not to let them affect me. That's the thing. But you know what? You need to also break off from them, okay? Because people cannot destroy something that they don't know, okay? What I realized, like, especially after my graduation and what was happening, I just decided, you know what? Like, I can do it alone. If I don't have support when I need it, like during my graduation, I want you to be happy for me. You cannot be happy for me. I'm sorry, but no, thank you. Yeah, so I think 2026 we are learning. Let us break free from these people. It doesn't matter if it's a family member that like wants you to stay stuck with them and all, for them to mistreat you, for them not to celebrate your success. If somebody is not celebrating your success, those are not your friends. Just break free. Dottie D says, yes, family wants it for free. Friends want a discount, and everyone else just pays for a fair price. Yeah, and that's true. San Q, hello director, best audition, go Hollywood. Okay, maybe someday I'm gonna get a chance. And of course, if you succeed, they're all knocking on your door. Yeah, telling you, gosh, let me tell, the other thing that I don't want this year, so help me God, okay? The other thing is like, there are people who just keep helping you so that they can keep saying it to your eyes to bring you down, okay? Like, somebody doesn't even support you, they support you like half or quarter, and then when you succeed, it's like, you remember I supported you. That is also something that we are stopping it this year. Sun SQ2B, mobile phone is a mirror. Okay, Skontetsu. I don't know what others deal with, but my family and friends always have my back. Okay, Zakira Saban says, I'm so sorry, I have to go. Well, thank you Zakira for coming on the live. Thank you actually for giving me a chance. And I don't know whether it's night or day in your country. Is it night or day in South Africa? If it's night, have a good night. If it's day, have a good day. Scones steps too. I don't know what others deal with, but my family and friends always have my back. Yeah, lucky you. Okay, I have friends who have my back, and I have family who have my back, but this the other quarter, or this the other half that like just wants to be associated with you when you're failing. Zakira Saban, K for you're so talented. One day you might become a successful content creator. Thank you for that, guys. And may that dream come true. I have this dream about content. I will be. I believe so. And thank you so much. Thank you. It's night. Oh, it's night in South Africa. I usually wonder, time in South Africa and Kenya, is it the same? Because right now it's like, what's the time here in Kenya? 9:26. It's 9:26 in Kenya. What's the time in South Africa? +1. You are wonderful. Thank you, Dottie. Moses Mandu. Oh, that's another favorite. When someone does do something in your favor or to support you, they bank it and bring it up later. Yeah, gosh. May the Lord separate us from such people. Like, the moment you're just trying to make it, and then they just keep reminding you of where you're coming from, like keep reminding you of the poverty that you left behind, keep reminding you of all these scenarios. Okay, so that's also interesting, but like that's one of the things that in this 2026 that me personally I'm learning, is just to be very cautious, because not everybody wants to, not everybody want to see you succeeding. Okay, the other thing that I'm learning in 2026 is like personal space is actually very underrated. 8:27. Wow. So you guys are 1 hour behind. Oh, wow. 1 hour, 1 hour. Yeah, you guys are 1 hour behind. It's 9 9:28. Yeah, you guys are 1 hour behind us. So the other thing that the other thing that I'm learning in 2026. Okay, Dottie says, bye Zakiera, it was nice meeting you. Yeah, nice meeting you. I have to go now. Bye, bye. Thank you for always coming back. Thank you for always coming back. So the other thing that I'm learning in 2026 is like personal space is so underrated. Okay, like just having a space that you are there by your own is actually very underrated, but it's very important. Okay, when you're living by yourself, you're able to see your thoughts. You're just able to just sit down and be yourself. You don't have you don't have to pretend for anybody. Okay, you don't have to watch out. When you can even shout at yourself, you can even shout, you can blast music, you can have down times without having to explain yourself. So that's another thing that I'm learning in 2026. So guys, you guys can continue telling, you can type what is the other thing that you're learning. Okay, Moses Mandu says, I love the peace and quiet of being alone. But okay, me too, I love the peace and quiet of being alone, but sometimes it's scary. Okay, sometimes it's too like you feel so alone sometimes, but it's very underrated. Anytime that I go and I'm around people for a long time, let's say a week, the next thing that I'm gonna be back in the house or in a space where I'm just alone, I'm just gonna breathe in and out because of how good I feel. Okay. DTD says peace and quiet is underrated, very underrated, very underrated. Like right now, if let's say I'm living with somebody, you have to request them, can I go live? Or because you don't want to make noise for them, maybe they have a job that they have to go to. Like I think you cannot just sit down and not clean the dishes because you might be affecting the other person if it's your duty. You can't just throw your clothes everywhere. I'm not saying that I throw my clothes everywhere, but there's so much peace in the quiet. Yeah. Scone says loneliness is lonely. Yeah. Oh my god, sometimes I get so lonely. And that's why I end up scrolling the whole day. Welcome to the live, guys. When you join, please like and subscribe, and I will really appreciate. The reason that most of the time that I end up scrolling the whole day is because I feel so lonely. Okay? And the only place that I can feel like I'm connecting with people is like online. Okay? Scrolling, commenting on stuff. Most of the people who normally comment bad stuff on people's stuff are just trying to get out of the loneliness. Yeah, Dirty D says, the TV is what drives me crazy. Turn it down. Oh my god. When I was living with some people, like, let me tell you, in the middle of the night, 12 a.m., somebody is just like blasting music here and there. Yeah, so peace and the quiet is so underrated. So underrated. So I think we have covered Diamas. I'm only lonely when I'm by myself. When I'm by myself. Really? Okay. And I'm saying that like living alone is usually very underrated. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like living alone is very underrated, but it's actually one of the best things that can ever happen to you. Yeah. So yeah, me too. I'm lonely when I'm by myself, but there's so many things to distract yourself. Gaming, you can game the whole day. You can play games. You can do lots of stuff. Diamas. Okay, it was funnier in my head. Okay, yeah, but like things like movie. That's why right now we are not having a real relationship. But at least here in Africa, still people connect one-on-one. But I know in some other places, like the US, people don't even say hi to each other. Like it's just like you and yourself. Africa is still like homely. Can I say homely? No. Africa is still like family oriented. That's the point. Family oriented. So it's like we are still connected to your great grandmother, your grandmother, your auntie, your uncle, and stuff like that. Moses Mandu, do you game? I have tried gaming. There's a game that I started gaming, playing recent. I play phone games, but not computer games. My my fiance keeps wanting me to start playing games, but okay. I don't know if I like gaming because I've never had a professional game or like a computer that I can use to game. D. I miss reading in a quiet atmosphere. That's what I've been doing today, guys. That's what I've been doing. Reading a book today. I just told myself that I was not gonna scroll. And you know what I did? I woke up, had breakfast, read this book, showered, and then I took a walk. And I made 8,969 steps. Walked 6.35 kilometers, 346.3 calories burned. Just imagine. I did that. Okay? Because you can be able to read in the quiet. You know what I do? Like I just read the book and then I have like some calm sounds playing, not music, sounds. Like it could be rain sounds, it could be anything. And that is just so nice. Yeah. So living alone is actually very underrated, guys. So I think for me, I have actually explored all the things that I wanted to talk about things that I'm learning in 2026, things that I'm learning in 2026 so far. So we still have a long way to go. We are just 2 weeks down, but we still have a long way to go. But so far, I think so far so good. It's not always been the positive because of course it's life. It cannot be smooth continuously, but that's why it's called life. So going on is just, so what I'm looking forward to is like keeping going, like focusing on my craft, locking in, especially on this YouTube stuff, guys. That's why you'll be seeing me here oftenly. I want to lock in. I want to see what happens if I don't quit this year. I want to see what happens if I keep going. Wow, nice. Keep it up. Healthy body, healthy mind. Yeah. No, I'm just trying to like just stay healthy, because most of the time you don't think when you're eating something, when you're drinking something, you just do it. You wake up, spend the whole day in bed, but sometimes you can just do it. Keep going. You're going to do great. I know. I believe I'm gonna do great because the other thing that I'm learning is consistency. If you do something once and maybe you do so well once, okay, you might not get to the top, but even if you don't do well at one time and you, let's say it's slow progress, okay, you keep doing small things continuously, like if these things accumulate, then at the end of the day you are consistent and you're gonna get there. So I'm also learning to be consistent. You are going to be great, I know. Scones, take two, never stop. I'm sitting here with two other co-workers. Okay, Moses Madu, you're doing a good job. I like this show, even though you are often wrong. I think you two are often wrong. Thank you for always coming back, guys. Like, thank you for your support. Thank you for always like watching. Let me tell you, it's so hard for a small content creator. Like starting, it's so hard because nobody wanna watch something from somebody who is just starting out. Everyone want to be part of like the already established creators or shows. But you know what? Having people who like stick around with you even when you are like trying to grow your platform, that is I cannot take that for granted. Guys. So I think I'm gonna stop the live right here, and I'm gonna say thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with me. Let me give you guys a chance to ask me like 1 or 2 questions. Do you have a question that you want to know or something you want to know about me? Something that you want to know about me. I'm eating grapes. I don't know if they're grapes or blueberries. Dotty, I always love when you're here. Can't wait to see you soon. Okay? Yeah, hopefully, like the show is gonna grow and become a big show. Mm. And then one day I'm gonna start like traveling, and I'm gonna come to you guys, my fans, countries, and see you. Diamonds. Have you left the other man yet? No. No, that's my man. Moses man, take care. Look for you next time. Okay, so guys, I think I'm gonna bye from me and the others. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna say thank you so much for watching so far. I think I'm not gonna promise at what time I'm gonna be on tomorrow, but of course I said consistency is key. So look for me some other time. When you see my notification, click. And guys, please, like, after the live I'm gonna publish it, and the others that we have done so far, you can go back and watch. It really helps me out. So bye guys, for bye bye, and I'll see you the next time. And remember to be kind to yourself, remember to love yourself, and remember to always put yourself first, because you're the only person that matters. So bye bye, see ya, bye.